Hi, my name is Rakina.
Hi, my name is Celeste.
My name is Estrella.
My name is Erica.
I'm Eva, and we're here on behalf of the 2018 Global Girl Media Cohort.
Entering womanhood isn't always easy, and when encountering periods, women and young girls often have to go with the flow.
You have to learn how to use feminine hygiene products and bear with the pain of cramps. And you're silenced every time you want to talk about your period.
Shh. So what is a period and why is it such a big deal?
Comes once a month and only once a month, and it's a serious thing. And it can charge, it change hormonal things. It's something that's very important in a woman's life.
It's just a part of being a woman. It's something unique that we share with each other, and you shouldn't be ashamed to talk to each other about it.
That I know of, the baby's house is gone, and that's it. That's what I know of.
Why do you think there's a stigma around talking about periods in general?
Maybe I think it has to do with just the idea of blood and blood, maybe being gross. Probably where it stems from.
A period is composed of 3 phases. First is the follicular phase, which is when estrogen and progesterone, the main hormones in the menstrual cycle, signal your ovaries to prepare to release an egg, and the lining of your uterus thickens in preparation for that egg. Second is the premenstrual cycle, or the luteal phase. During this phase, your ovaries release an egg, and it travels down the fallopian tube to the uterus. The transition between the follicular and luteal phase is called ovulation, when a woman is her most fertile. The third phase is the menstrual period. If an egg is not fertilized, the lining of the uterus starts to break down. Bleeding can last for 4 to 7 days, with most blood loss occurring in the first 3 days. The entire cycle repeats every 28 days or so.
It feels like we're never allowed to openly talk about our periods, like our vaginas are a crime scene or something.
When I first got my period, I was in history class and we were all watching a documentary, and I just remember sitting down and it literally felt like a puddle of water.
I was 14 years old, and I was on a horse, and it was super awkward. So I went to the bathroom because I felt uncomfortable, and I looked down and I saw blood, and I was like, dang, it's here. And then I had to use tissue paper. It was definitely awkward.
I was 13 when I first got my period, so that must have been January 1st, 2015. And at first, even though I knew what a period was, it was a pretty scary experience.
Got my period before going on a camping trip, and I was 12 years old, and I spent my first period in the wilderness.
I didn't know what to do at the time, so I literally bled through everything. Everything.
So the first time was when I was in 8th grade, and I remember just being so terrified and ashamed and embarrassed and literally hating myself for months because I was like, how could this happen?
But let's get one thing straight. Among other important functions, every time we are visited by our monthly menstrual cycle, our vagina is cleaning itself. In reality, women only bleed 6 to 8 teaspoons in the overall week of our period.
From a young age, we were taught to keep our period a secret, but I'm not Victoria. On a daily basis, 800 million girls around the world are on their period. So what's the secret?
I definitely don't feel comfortable discussing my period with other men, even if they're members of my family.
I've tried talking to my dad about it, but he just always tells me to stop because it's not something a lady would do.
Sometimes my sister or I will leave pads outside, on the kitchen table, covered and everything. And she'll get mad at us. She'll be like, you can't do that. There's men in this house. You can't leave that lying out.
My female friends, in middle school, would make it really weird. They didn't want to talk about it, and I never really minded. My guy friends were pretty weird about it. I think guys are still kind of weird about it.
Yeah, guys always get really weirded out when you talk about periods. They act like it's something that's not normal.
Let's regain our voice and start the period talk, ladies and gentlemen. My mom had a period, my grandma had a period, my great-grandma had a period, all of my ancestors had a period.
This is gonna happen for a long time, and you might as well embrace it.
It's not something that you should feel ashamed about.
I would say that they need to educate themselves, because that's the biggest problem. And that's why EBT will let you eat at fast food restaurants but won't let you get pads.
I would just tell all the little girls out there that it's something that your body goes through and it's normal.